I'd like to thank Marcel and apologize for pushing you, but we have a packed agenda for this session, courtesy of the organizers. So I'd like to switch now to 4 quick, I would say, presentations by 4 interesting companies, starting with Nation E. Daniel will share a bit more about what they do, then shifting to Tetheray, hybrid security, and Hickory Solutions that will finalize the session. Daniel, please. And let's try indeed to keep it to 10 minutes each. Thanks.
Which one of them?
It's Nation E, the first one.
The first one.
Yes. So a nice scroll down here. Okay. So. Okay, very good. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present you in the next couple of minutes our vision of energy cyber security. Today, the traditional corporate structure of businesses is in jeopardy. Why is it in jeopardy? Because strategy, organization, processing, process, data, application, infrastructure, communication today is basically sitting on one network. And the network is called energy. So it means basically everything what you see here is related to one area, energy. So, critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure is today what we are focusing on. What are the main targets of critical infrastructure? This is the chemical sector, communication sector, the commercial facility sector, critical manufacturing sector, dams, defense, emergency, energy, financial, food, government, healthcare, information, nuclear, transformation, water. So all of those kind of things needs to be basically very well secured. Otherwise we have a big problem. So IT, and please do not misunderstand, I will not challenge one company in regards to IT because all of those companies are better than ours. What we can do, we can give you the integration of energy. And energy basically will help you to give 16 supercritical infrastructure areas a business continuity and disaster recovery approach. If we are talking already about Israel and cybersecurity, also Nation E makes this commitment into this area because we are opening in June in Hadera our Energy Cybersecurity Center. This center will not be penetrated with Beersheba because Beersheba is a single entity today and it will be basically a second center of the government with Israeli Electric, Cybergym and Nation E in Hadera. So you will understand and learn more in a very short time. So now let me talk a little bit about cost, about money, about numbers, because what I'm missing always is we are educating us, we are talking, but I never see numbers and I'm a number guy. So what are the numbers I would like to show you today? That's a regular Fortune 500 company, and I can tell you in 2013 only 3,336 outages occurred. It's a number, in my mind a very big number. Nobody knows today what was a cyber attack, what was a technical problem, what was maybe a hurricane or whatever it is, but 3,200 outages. So from these outages, and I think this number is wrong, 14 million people were affected. I believe it's 50, 60, 100 more than this. But what I wanted to focus on is the downtime of today of every Fortune 500 company. So if you look into the balance sheet, what maybe almost nobody of you guys are doing, because we are looking at the balance sheets of our companies to look if they're in good position, what is their risk mitigation, how much money do they put aside. So if you see today that there is a downtime of every company based on 1.5 hours per week. So if you are one of the big Fortune 500 companies having in the vicinity of 10,000 employees, paying approximately $56 per hour, you are losing every year $46 million. So when I'm telling you $46 million, I'm not telling you this is big, this is small, but there is no cyber infringement, no cyber attack, nothing in there. So let it be duplicated times 2, times 3, times 4. We are not talking anymore about 40, we are talking about 200 million. So you see basically that in this area there's a lot of things to do. If it's in policies, if it's insurance infrastructure, and I'm more than happy to discuss and to open this kind of subject to everybody who's interested in it. So, and if you have no energy and you have this kind of problems of losing $46 billion, so loss of revenues, loss of wages, loss of inventory, the magic word is lost. So I would like to give you some more numbers because it is important to understand that only in the US in 2013 we had $170 billion of outages. Ladies and gentlemen, $170 billion. So now you will tell me, how is it possible? Where are all those millions and billions coming from? But if you see that semiconductor centers, computer centers, steel, glass, financial, chemical, everywhere are heavy costs involved. And they accumulate at the end to $170 million only in the US. So as I told you, Nation E basically would like to take two positions in this market. First of all, where power gets smart. We developed a very interesting communication infrastructure, secured. I don't want to say cyber and cyber and cyber secured because everything has a possibility to be infringed and to be attacked. But business continuity and disaster recovery, this is our niche. And when we know that we are getting attacked, we would like to give you as a company the possibility to have business continuity and disaster recovery. So what we are doing in conjunction in Hadera, we are opening in June basically a center of excellence where all physical layers of energy are going to be tested. If it's Internet of Things, automotive. If it's Internet of Things, home automation. If it's Internet of Things, bidirectional communication. Everything in this facility will be integrated, tested, will be worked out, will be certified, testified, audited, and reported. So whoever is interested to work, to see, to talk to us, more than welcome. So now our solution. What we do is we are not a little startup company who had a dream and says after 6 months we are here. We developed basically a fundamental software what has the capability to talk to millions of devices at the same time. We are going to be certified in the next 2 months. Our software, our hardware is ready for deployment if it's in Israel, in the US and everywhere. So if you see exactly what we are doing, our verticals are clear. If it's utility, telecom, homeland security, data center, financial institution or sport, what is dedicated to my private life, it is important how you detect, how you integrate and how you manage energy. So on this slide you see basically that we communicate with every device, but this software is not enough. You need a second layer, a third layer, a fourth layer to make it basically like we said today to a phone, a smartphone. So our network is smart because data extraction, auditing, monitoring, managing, assessing, responding, everything is in there. So I'm talking about a certified product because this is something I was missing here all in all, certified. So if you would like to see a little bit profound, more profound, what we are doing, it is basically the last mile. We can call it the last mile of SCADA, because SCADA is a monitored infrastructure, and on this monitored infrastructure we are integrating meter, storage, all kind of data, what today is not withdrawn from anybody. But this data can be integrated to everybody, because think about Intel. It's like a chip. Think about Nation E. We could be your underlayer of energy because we are not competing, we are completing. So, a week ago, an incident. The biggest German automotive producer, called VW, was blacked out. Psh. How is it possible that somebody so big simply said, Psh, we got blacked out? But I want to tell you another secret. They were not even insured, because their blackout insurance only goes online after 24 hours. So the insurance on the other side said, but VW, wow. So what was the cause? A utility, a generator didn't work? How is it possible in our time of 21st century that a generator didn't work and VW is basically blacked out? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not lying, I'm not telling you any bullshit here. This is a real story. If you want, you can see on the internet story about VW, also about how we analyzed VW. On the right side you see our software. Our software has so many points to attack basically who is inside, what is happening, why is it happening. And then you can decide. I'm not saying that our data will help you to make the data better, but it helps you to go off-grid. Maybe you say something is wrong, I don't want to be on this existing infrastructure, and I can go off-grid. So we have the possibility with our software to island. In milliseconds, ladies and gentlemen, to island, new words. To mitigate a risk and to island. So this is basically one of our possibilities you can do with our software in regards. So that means islanding, energy assets optimization, everything is basically predefined in our software and in our approach. So let me follow up. So that means nations e-technology enable you today the following application. If it's authentication, full transparency, connectivity, virtual power plants, islanding, business continuity, this is today Nation E. Thank you very much.